Hello there and welcome to another edition of In Case You Missed It, a social media show where we take a look at the world of Facebook and we see what those amazing individuals and organizations in Chatham make this city what it is. And of course, we'll take a look at a couple of events that your TV has covered in the months of April. And now that we're into that beautiful, beautiful spring, you know, we've had some snow, we've had some good weather, and you're probably thinking to yourself, oh, that garage is getting really dusty, or, you know, maybe those filing cabinets with all your taxes haven't been quite organized, and you're saying, how do I declutter this? The word declutter is in the word because that's what spring cleaning is. And as you look behind me here, we have this beautiful little page here by Sue Hawkins, who is my guest today, Clutter Busters Professional Home Organizing. So Sue, thanks for coming on the show here.
Thanks for inviting me, Eric.
So the whole topic of this, you're probably wondering, first off, decluttering. So let's talk a little bit about that. So Sue, how did this page all start up?
Well, I was having some clients that were needing some help with just getting rid of a lot of their stuff, and my tagline is make space for what matters. So it's not a matter of me just coming in and with a shovel and saying you need to get rid of this and you need to get rid of that. But it's,
we've done enough snow shoveling.
We've done enough of that, and you don't need me to come in and do that. But I was just excited about the opportunity to actually help people to make space for what their hobbies are, or their upcoming crafts, or if they're seniors and they want to move and downsize. Okay, maybe their life is going to look a little different when they get into a condominium or an apartment than it was when they had the big backyard and needed space with a lawnmower and the snow plow and all those kind of things. So I just help them create systems that are easy to maintain, and things that so that they can have a place where they feel peace and they feel like they don't have to feel stressed when they walk into their house. They know where everything is and everything works and everything fits, and basically they're just really happy with their space. The library hosted me, and I was able to, they packed out the room and it was standing room only. So I think decluttering is, especially this time of year, is becoming an important thing in people's minds. Also, I speak to Rotarians and Kiwanis and church groups, and I even do parties, and I often will advertise that on social media as well.
That's
having a paper party, and you just, it's like Tupperware, only you just, you know, bring your paper and I help you decide what you need to keep and what you file and how you file it, and just to make space for all that paper.
Yeah, I never thought of it that way, as a Tupperware party, because you see all these different types of essential oils, scents, Tupperware parties. Yeah. So word of mouth is huge, obviously, a way to kind of get yourself out there. So how long has this page been up and running for?
Just about 11 months. So next month it'll be a year.
Yeah.
So,
and you have approximately, as we can see that on the screen here, about 141 people like this, which is a great number. And the reason why we're kind of doing this episode today is the way of almost a cross promotion. And now you've been saying, you told me a story before we started rolling this about how you used your Clutter Buster service in exchange for a room paint?
Well, yes, not only one room. She actually did a whole house for me, the whole interior of the house. It was great. This particular woman wanted, at the beginning of the winter, her goal was to get her car into the garage.
Really?
And there was just absolutely no way she could get her car into the garage, so because of all the clutter. And so we just went to it, and we did it 1 hour for 1 hour, that kind of thing.
Okay.
And just exchange services. So the good thing was she was able to get her car into the garage.
That's great.
Yeah.
So, and you did this almost like as a face-to-face thing?
Yes.
Yeah. So my question to you is, to use your Facebook service of Clutter, what is your opinion on the use of social media to use this to almost cross promote and talk with different people in the Chatham area? So how important do you think that is?
Extremely important. And again, as a senior now, this is something that is intimidating for me, so I am really going to be trying harder to get posts up every week, and I'm going to have to learn how to do that. So,
which is the one thing, and as I viewed through your page and explored it, you have been very active on Facebook, which is it's a very important thing. You think a number is 140 is not a huge thing, but those 10 people might tell somebody else, who might tell somebody else, who might know somebody.
Yes.
So the fact that you have this service is great, and to use the very different types of groups which are out there is absolutely, it's a key success in the social media world.
Exactly.
So segues to my next question. Again, the public speaking thing has been great. Do you feel that there is a difference between doing the word of mouth community boards to using social media to try and do some of these exchange.
Yes, it's super important. In fact, a lot of my knowledge is through other social media groups. I've joined other organizing groups around the world, actually, and we've exchanged tips and tricks, and how do you get a client base, how do you promote your client base, what do you do when you're in a dilemma and you have a difficult client, and how do you approach things. And so it's been a huge resource for me for learning, even as a new entrepreneur in Chatham.
That's great.
Yeah.
The fact that you just talked about, almost problems with certain clients. So you say, in your cluttering services, you could deal with the show like hoarders and whatnot.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think that's super cool that you can use social media as that tool.
Yes.
To kind of talk with other people about that. So comes my next question. What is one of your favorite things about running this page and just overall working with some of your clients?
I love my clients. I haven't had one client that I haven't just absolutely fallen in love with, and it is a very personal thing, because they're asking me to come into their home and touch their things and handle their things, and you need to have a rapport with somebody. So yeah, that's the best thing I love, is finding out what matters to my client, what are the important things, what do they want for their life, not what do they want in their life, but what do they want for their life. Do they want to be able to golf more? Do they want a place to read? Or do they want to have a place where they can play with their grandchildren, or cook or bake? And just to be able to help them to create those spaces where they're just beaming and they can do what they want to do without the distractions. And yeah, that's my favorite thing.
So words of wisdom for, this just shows that anybody out there can make, a Facebook page, even, exchanging services out there. There are a lot of great Facebook Chatham pages out there that, people are probably looking for spring clean, so this is perfect. If Sue needs a room painted, or maybe even lawn cut, there's so many different services out there to use. So
definitely.
What would be your first tidbit of information for anybody who's just getting into the Facebook world, or Instagrams or the Twitters? What is a little bit of information or words of wisdom you could provide?
I would probably say that it's important to not be afraid. Sometimes, especially if we're older and we're starting a new business, it can become very fearful and second guess yourself. So don't be afraid to make mistakes. I put some dumb things on Facebook, and I think, oh my gosh, and my daughter would call me and say, Mom, get that off, delete that right away. But it's a matter of just having confidence and believing that what you're serving and how you're serving and the people you're serving are important, and to not be afraid to make mistakes, and to learn from people like you.
That's great.
That's you're one of the people I want to learn from.
Hey, I try my best, and one tidbit of information I guess I could say is, just keeping focus on your brand, on your tribe, as John Lyons from Hub Creative come on and say, form your tribe, keep your tribe. So if you have 140 people in your tribe, you keep those 140 people active, because they're going to be the ones that are going to branch out and whatnot. So thanks, John, for that wonderful piece of information if you decide to watch this. So Sue, thank you so much for coming on the show. Is there anything you'd like to add about Clutter Busters, or just in general about anything special coming up for the spring season? Or?
Well, this is the spring, and typically this is the perfect time to get into your garage and make space for what matters.
Now, Chatham-Kent, in case you missed it, let's look at some of the events that happened in the month of April. Lots has happened. We've had everything from the Clash of Sirens, raising money for the Parade of Chefs, Rotary interviews, and Rebecca Reimer has touched base with the little place of Wallaceburg with their new opening lacrosse season. So hope you enjoyed this episode of In Case You Missed It, and we'll see you all soon.